But the first thing I wanted to start with, and primarily, Jeremy, I wanted to start with it for two reasons. One is I am a huge fan of this man. In the early 1990s, I had a 3 set of his VHSs, and I watched them again and again and again and again. Anything that Billy Connolly was in, I was into. Sadly, I never got to see him live, and I know he came to New Zealand numerous times, but I never got to enjoy that. But I know a lot of people who did, and they talk of a pretty amazing man that he was as well. Now, have you ever met him, Jeremy, in your circles of or been around him?
Yes, I have. I had a fantastic moment when my wife and I were in Queenstown. We were doing a show, and we got in a day early. And at the hotel we were staying at, we kept seeing this guy in the hotel bar, and Michelle kept saying to me, "God, that guy looks like Billy Connolly." And I popped outside, and his massive trike, when he used to do those world tour, was parked outside, and I came back and went, "It is." And we just did it. We just went over. We figured, I don't know. It's kind of I guess it's some comedians are a strange bunch. We just went over and said, "Hi, look, we don't want to interrupt. We're comedians." And as soon as we said that, he was like, "Oh, sit down." And we talked for 2 hours, and he just told stories, and we hung out, and and he was an absolute gentleman, lovely man.
Okay. You get those moments in life where you go, I fucking hate you so.
And the interesting thing is, you're going to hate this even more, Pat, is that I have all the respect in the world. I know he's a genius. I did not grow up a fan. He was one of those comedians I was obviously 100% aware of, but I think up until, when I say recently, in the last, I didn't grow up watching his specials. I didn't grow up seeing his stuff. So even worse, maybe that made it better, actually, because I didn't completely fanboy when I met him. But absolutely lovely bloke, and one of those truly special moments. I met him, and I met Robin Williams, and basically that's my professional career complete. I'm happy with that.
Nice. But you've never met George in person, and I've met George.
True. There you go. Yeah, that's right.
So he got a BAFTA in the weekend, and he's got Parkinson's, and I want to talk very quickly. We're going to get to the other conversations, only 5-10 minutes away, so this will be a quick little thing for Billy. But he's got Parkinson's, and I want to play, if you haven't heard the story of how he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, it's a unique and interesting story. So I wanted to play this for a couple of reasons. One is it's lovely to see him again. Two, the joy emulating, is that the right word, from the man is palpable.
Emanating, I think. Yeah.
From the man is palpable. He's obviously dealt with the idea that he's got Parkinson's and he can't do things for himself now as much. There's a lot of camera cuts, so obviously this would have taken a long time to record, and they would have had to make sure Billy and his wife Pamela were happy and comfortable with the outcome. But I wanted to bring Billy in to show what's happening to him today, who he is, the delightful man he still is, and also it's a little bit of a testament to someone who's going through, a life-ending serious situation and how he's dealing with it. So this is Billy Connolly. I don't know if we'll play all of it, but it's his acceptance speech to the honorary BAFTA that he got given a couple of days ago.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Billy Connolly, accepting my wonderful thing. It's just beautiful, isn't it? I'm very proud to receive this. Life is good. I haven't been on the stage for about 2 years. This is kind of nice, and it suits me. And the symptom spotters among you may notice that my left is different from my right. It's just one of these things. Parkinson's disease. I suffer badly from the disease. And my wife puts on my clothes in the morning and takes them off at night. It's a jolly life. I've got no complaints. I got a gig once in Scotland 50 years ago to show you how the world has changed. It was in Stornoway in the Western Isles. And I went there and I discovered I didn't have my earring with me. And I decided to buy one and shake the locals. I went to the jeweler's shop and they pulled out a rack of earrings. They were all swinging. There was daffodils and flowers and stars, diamonds. but there was none. Just the hoop I was looking for. There was one, but it had an extra bit on it. I couldn't be bothered, and I was looking upset, and the guy said, "What type of earring does she normally wear?" I said, "Well, it's for me." He said, "We don't really stock men's earrings. The world is a different place." I've got to like television when they let me do what I want to do. When they let me do what I think I should be doing. There used to be directors and stuff telling you what to do and what to say. And I always felt awkward. I wasn't doing what I was good at. I eventually got to the position where I said, "I'm not saying that. I want to say this." And we say that, and it was a huge success. And it was lovely. So I went from strength to strength on television. And here we are today, getting this award. I couldn't be happier. It's made me such a happy man, getting these good attendance medals now that my career's out the window. It's lovely talking to you. Cheerio.
And there you go. So the Fellowship Award. And it was, I mean, like, not to be now too depressing about this lovely, great man. It's like, it almost felt a little bit like maybe it was a swan song. Maybe we won't really see him again on screens. And he came in, he went, "I love you all. It's been a great life. I'll see you later." And I just wanted to play it. And well, Jeremy, even though I want to play this on, is there anything you want to say about, I don't know if you've seen that yet or not, but seeing that?
I haven't. And isn't it just amazing? I mean, the guy, nobody tells a story like that, man.
I know you can't. I couldn't interrupt it, even if I wanted to move on. You just can't. With Billy's talking, you can't interrupt it.
Yeah, and he's he's a different breed. We comedians. He came from the folk music scene. So the stories, his comedy was essentially, he was a musician. They were the stories that he would tell in between songs. And it's a style that just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it hardly existed when he did it, to be fair. He's a unicorn in that sense. And you know what? If it is a swan song, then there's worse things to to have as your swan song than an acceptance speech of a lifetime achievement award at the BAFTAs, for God's sake. Go on.
I like his story when he talked about going from playing folk music. He said the talking between the songs got longer and longer, and the playing of the music got shorter and shorter. Then he was almost inadvertently a stand-up comedian.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's a clip that I've got. I'm not going to play the whole clip because it talks about how he got diagnosed with all these things that were quite serious. Like on Monday, he got a hearing aid. On Tuesday, he got told he had prostate cancer. On Wednesday, on the phone, he got told he had Parkinson's disease. But the thing that I wanted to also put out there, maybe it's a bit of a PSA. My dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer 20 years ago. He was at a Rotary meeting where he heard a person talking, and they said, I had no signs of prostate cancer. I had no symptoms. On paper, I didn't have it. I got a test and I got it. And he goes, and I encourage all you men to go out there and get tested, even if you have no signs, but you're in the age bracket. My dad was exactly the same. He had no signs, he had no nothing. He went and got tested and he had it. And because he got it so early, it was able to be something that he got through and worked through. And that, I kind of relate to that story to this because it's fascinating, and I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to pick up the story, but it's only 20 seconds of Billy explaining how he kind of got his first diagnosis of Parkinson's. I just want to play that out, and then we're going to move on and talk to Dr. Anna Brooks. Have a listen.
Parkinson's was strange because it was amazing grace, how sweet. The Parkinson's was strange because it was a man in a hotel spotted it, and he said, "Excuse me, Billy," he said, "I'm a big fan and I don't want to depress you or anything, but I'm a surgeon from Tasmania," he said, "and I think the way you walk, he said, your gait would suggest that you have early onset Parkinson's disease. See your doctor." And he was right.
So there you go. A doctor saw him walking in a hotel lobby and said, because of the way you walk, you might have Parkinson's, and he had Parkinson's.